Chapter 1. Interview with the Hope Vampire. The place was dark, and the Euro techno music was too loud for her taste. What a weird place, she thought. The decoration combined bold and dark Gothic, retro, and industrial elements like she hasn't seen before. Most people inside looked like in their 20s and 30s, and the trendy place was full of accentuated waists, amazing perfumes, luxurious clothes, and expensive accessories. The whole ambiance had a flair for the spectacular.
Miss Charisse, Mr. Bertoldo will see you now. Please, follow me.
Nadine Charisse got her master's degree in media and communication from the prestigious London School of Economics and Political Science. She just got hired by the Independently newspaper, and although she always dreamed about covering politics, the only opportunity available was within the yellow journalism team. She wasn't happy about it, but she was very hopeful to be able to move teams soon. Her first assignment was to interview a so-called vampire, so she was expecting an awfully ridiculous experience. A few days earlier, she received in the mail a one-time pass to the exclusive Cora's Bar near Baldassar Street, with specific instructions on what to wear that day, Friday night, 10 p.m.
Welcome to Cora's, Miss Charisse. It is a real pleasure to have such a beautiful woman in our humble private club.
Nadine felt uncomfortable with a comment like that coming from a total stranger. Although she felt uncomfortable by such a greeting, she couldn't resist feeling attracted instantly to the man. She told herself, OMG, he speaks like a rebel nobleman perfectly taken from the cover issue of the Signor men's fashion magazine. Thank you very much, Mr. Bertoldo.
Please, call me Ambrosio. The meaning of my last name would make me sound too pretentious.
Pretentious?
It means bright ruler. Oh, sorry, would you like some 2005 Chateau Lafite Rothschild? By the way, Nadine, do you know what your name means?
Thanks, but I don't drink alcohol. Is it a good time for our interview? I am sure you're a very busy businessman, and it's late, and I would like to leave soon.
For Artemis's sake, Nadine, how rude. Your first name means hope, and your full name would mean something like the charming hopeful.
Should I assume I need to ask now the meaning of your first name?
Nadine. It means immortal. Isn't that why you're here today? I thought we already started the interview, but I don't see you either writing or recording. You should have a privileged memory.
Sorry about that, Mr. Bertoldo.
I said Ambrosio.
Now nervous as she finalized the setup for the interview. Thank you very much for giving this exclusive interview to the Independently, Ambrosio. We have received multiple confidences that real-life vampires live among us and pointed us to Cora's as their primary headquarters around here. Mr. Ambrosio, are you a vampire?
The Independently used to be a serious newspaper. How low it has fallen for a few British pounds. Nadine, don't you think it's extremely ridiculous thinking that monsters are living among us in year 2027? Don't you think it's still a bit early for Halloween? What do you think, Nadine? What do you think about all of this?
I'm just doing my job. Ambrosio jumped from his chair towards Nadine in a sudden movement with both hands pointing at her and his mouth widely open, showing his teeth.
Whoa!
Nadine almost fell from her chair, scared and extremely nervous. I'm getting out of here. You are crazy. All of this is insane. I'm getting out of here. She stood up and was ready to leave when suddenly,
we are people you pass on the streets every day. Usually we keep this aspect of our lives as a guarded secret. We are everywhere, in schools, parks, doing any kind of job out there. We might be in your family, and even at your church. We don't die in the sun. We can't fly. Holy water and crosses don't harm us, and garlic. Oh, I love garlic so much.
Nadine stopped, thought about it for a second, turned back, and returned to her seat. So you simply drink blood, and that's it?
Artemis, please forgive her, as she doesn't know what she's saying. Nadine, vampires don't drink blood anymore. We haven't done that for centuries now. That is so brute, so out of style.
But I thought...
Blood symbolizes life. We don't drink blood, but rather live on life energy. Our bodies and minds cannot generate energy and ideas, so we depend on draining the energy and the creativity of others to exist and be successful. We find infinite satisfaction from that. That makes us powerful and immortal. Yes, we are vampires, but it's not about blood, but about hope.
Energy? Hope? I'm confused.
Think about it, Nadine. Of all the attributes of being human, what is it that generates the most energy? What is it that drives people every day to continue their existence? It's their belief in something. It's believing in a tomorrow. It's faith. It's hope. We vampires live from that. We live out of taking dreams out of people. We live out of taking all that energy from those poor souls. Hope is a feeling of trust, a feeling of expectation and desire for a certain thing to happen.
Nadine was speechless.
What? Did you think all vampires needed blood because we had senu, depletza, or porrific hemophilia? No, Nadine.
But everybody needs hope. Everybody needs something to do, someone to love, and something to hope for.
The only consistent feature of mankind is their ability to minimize and take out the dreams of each other, creating plenty of dissatisfying, meaningless lives. None of us is as cruel and bad as all of us together.
I don't believe that. People by nature are good and encouraging. You may not always be able to solve all the world's problems at once, but don't ever underestimate the power of beautiful souls coming together. One wise lady once said that courage can be contagious and hope can take on a life of its own.
Bravo, Nadine. Bravo. You are a believer. Like Cecilia said, shoot for the moon. Even if you fail, you'll land among stars. How lame it could be that the purpose of your life is only to serve as a satisfaction to others. Some people live on hope, faith, and dreams, while other people live to crush those. Hope is just an illusion, a fountain of energy that is meant to feed those of us that laugh to see it leaving bodies and minds. I thought the definition of an interview was to ask questions rather than to argue, but obviously, you have your own style.
People will always have hope. Always putting a little more persistence into everything they do, a little more effort. And what at times might have seemed as a hopeless failure, more often than not, turns into a glorious success.
People give up easily. It only takes a few words from a friend, a family member, or even a stranger to make them give up their dreams. It's so easy to make them fear trying by just putting some simple doubts and words of uncertainty into their minds. It's so easy to take that spark, that energy away from them simply because they easily allow us to do so.
We as a society dream to give ourselves hope. If we stop dreaming, that would be like accepting that we can't change our fates.
Exactly. When you have lost hope, you have lost everything.
But, as Lore said, and when you think all is lost, when all is dire and bleak, there is always hope.
Attitudes are contagious, Nadine, but believe me, yours are just a pre-defeated effort. On the other side, mine might destroy people. Mine destroy dreams. My contagious attitude eliminates any desire of fighting for something. I make people believe that starting any new journey will only end very, very badly. Like some people wisely say, no single raindrop believes it is to blame for the flood. No one wants to risk being seen as a failure. Why take the chance to try to be different, to do something that they haven't tried before? That is risky, and they might become the joke of everyone, especially their friends and family members. Why even try? It's much safer and better not to do anything. That way, you don't need to fear being considered a loser. Like someone very wise said, no matter what sort of difficulties, how painful experience is, if we lose our hope, that's our real disaster. Take this also from Neruda. You can cut all the flowers, but you cannot keep spring from coming. There will always be faith and hope on earth, Ambrosio. Faith that goes well beyond your simple desire of satisfying you and your people. Hope is a powerful force. It's not magic, but a core characteristic of who we are. Your quotes bore me, Nadine. Evidently, hope and faith are strong in you, darling, but look at you. A loser, interviewing a so-called vampire, earning a lame salary with the ridiculous hope of being a real journalist one day. Don't you think that makes you a loser, Nadine? You are a simple young woman that will never have the things that you want in your life. And you know why? Because you believe in people. You believe in society. You believe that you can make a difference by believing that together people can do great things. Oh, Nadine, you are so wrong. You can't see it. Simple human beings were made to suffer through life, barely surviving, disappointed and confused, day after day, hopeless. Always wondering what happened to their strong and beautiful society, a word that you seem to say with such pride. You can't see the real greatness resides in being egotistic, in making sure that you don't allow people around you to grow, to fulfill their dreams, to fight and work hard for what they believe. You don't feel it, Nadine. You can't feel this energy. You can't feel this infinite power and satisfaction of crushing dreams.
I am not your darling. I feel sorry for you. Am I a loser? Like Rand said, do not let your fire go out, spark by irreplaceable spark in the hopeless swamps of the not quite, the not yet, and the not at all. Do not let the hero in your soul perish in lonely frustration for the life you deserved and have never been able to reach. The world you desire can be won. It exists, it is real, it is possible, it's yours. Hope is mine, Mr. Bertoldo. Hope is the nature of being alive. There will always be hope that will not be taken away from the world, regardless of what you and your people do, regardless of what you say. I choose to have faith. I choose to have hope and believe I can control my destiny and fulfill my dreams. Neither you or anybody can take that away from me or from our collective society. We are much stronger together, and yes, we can change our destinies. We can make a better world. Look at you. Do you think you have everything because you have money and take pride of crushing people's dreams to exist? You have nothing. You are nothing. You don't deserve having me here, wasting my time with a jerk like you. Nadine took her things and started her way out of Cora's.
Come here, Nadine. Come here, charm of hope. You won't be able to change them. Their nature is weak. They defeat themselves without even trying. Waste your time. Futility. Futility, Nadine. Nadine Charisse, come back here right now. Who do you think you are? I am Ambrosio. I am Ambrosio Bertoldo. Nadine!
Nadine opened Cora's dual doors with a confidence she didn't know she had. She didn't look back. She continued walking forward with a firm pace, with a different, strong look on her face, and the only thing going through her mind as she walked away while showing a subtle smile on her face, was, "And I am Nadine Charisse, and I am hope." Several minutes later.
Nunzio, do we have anyone working at the Independently?
We have Myrticus there. Master, in others, we got notice that one of the objects has been found. It's in an old apartment building near...
Excellent. Miss Charisse, we're going to meet again soon. Very, very soon. I need to make a few calls. Nunzio and Ferramondo, bring me Myrticus here now!
Nunzio was going to start moving when he got interrupted by a soft voice. "Not so fast. Apollo is also working there." Ambrosio slowly raised his head, looking at Celine directly into her eyes with his face fully disfigured again.